Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. It's Pastor Nina. We're going to have a blast tonight. I just want to welcome you to come on in. Come on in. I'm going to invite my friend in just a moment to join us on screen. But I know that I'm at an odd time. So some of you are driving. Keep your eye on the road. Some of you are already in the kitchen. A funny story, I had a lady contact me yesterday and she said, I was so distraught because I thought that you were on. I thought that you were on, and I thought that I was missing you. And I was already ready to get in my kitchen and to cook and to have fun. And you're like, cook and have fun? What are you talking about, Pastor Nina? Well, I'm talking about this new segment that we'll be doing every first and third Thursday called Pray, Eat, Live Well with Jackie. And so we're going to have a really good time. And I think you're going to absolutely love it. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. If you're on with us, would you go ahead and just say hello? Put something in the chat so I know that you're there and love it, like it, all of those good things. While you're doing that, I do want to tell you that tea time will be at 7 o'clock tonight. So make sure that you join us for tea time. And also not only tea time, but guess what? Next Monday, this little tickler that you see down here, this little thing right here that says Men of Progress, this guy right there, that's my husband, Christopher, right there, that you see, he's going to be doing his first of many programs that he's going to do on Monday. And this Monday, the 10th at 7 p.m., it's called Men of Progress. It's not just for men, it's for women as well. And you're going to absolutely love it. And then he'll be back again. He comes on bi-weekly. And I think you're really going to enjoy that. Also, just so that you know, Titus 2 Women will be back on January 16th. On January 16th. Hey, so glad you could be with us. Hi, Nikki. It's good to see you. Hello, hello. Oh my goodness. So we're really going to have a good time, and you keep an eye out for Nikki. Nikki's going to be giving some of the announcements. The Titus 2 Woman is on January 16th, and that'll be at 6 p.m. So you're going to have a really, really good time. And oh, look at this, Melissa Campbell, Pastor Nina. Hey, Jackie, looking forward to the teaching tonight. It's going to be really good. There's Hazel. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited that you all are with us. And I pray that you're able to, hey, Brenda, I pray you're able to stay near. We have an hour break. Okay. We'll do this from 5 to 6. And then from 6 to 7, we'll let you feed your face and everything. And then come back with a cup of tea for the first tea time of the year. But while we're giving you the calendar one more time, this event down here is called Men of Progress. And it's a Bible study that my husband will be doing. It's going to be really, really good. It's not just for men. It is for men and women. It'll be January 10th at 7 a.m. And we'll have on the 16th, we'll have the other, which is Titus 2 Woman. I got my glasses just in case I can't see y'all. Now, here we go. Oh, there we go. Hi, Joyce. It's so good to see you. Hi. Oh, I've missed y'all. You know, I was working and everything, but I was working behind the scenes on in December. Yeah, you don't want to miss Titus 2. That's going to be on the 16th, okay? Well, without further ado, for those of you who may be scrolling by and trying to figure out whether you want to be a part or not, I just need to let you know that this is going to be a phenomenal, phenomenal time. And I think that you're really going to be happy when you find out what's going on, all right? You're really going to be happy. I met this lady that I'm about to bring online. I met her on Clubhouse. And when we were on Clubhouse, it was amazing because she was just so authentic, so in love with Jesus, so caring and kind. And so as we talked, we started bringing her in for Well Fed. Thank you for sharing that video, Hazel. As we started talking, we had her come in for Well Fed. If you don't know what Well Fed is, it's a mentorship that we do at the Well through the Nina Anderson Ministries. And she came in and blew us away with just the word. All right, first of all, and food. Now listen, when you got the word and food, I just can't even. So I caught back up with her and said, "Hey, how would you feel about doing a segment on the well?" And she was like, "Let's do it." And so we came up with the name Eat, Pray, Eat, Live Well. Pray, Eat, Live Well. And I just want to give a warm welcome to my sister, Jackie. There she is, Jackie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so glad that you're with us today. We're so happy that you were able to join us and just give us the scoop. See what I did there? You like that pun? I am punning already. Listen, give us the scoop about all things that have to do with pray and eat well. We've got a couple other ladies that are shouting your name. So let's see what they got going on here. Oh, yes. Even Joyce said hello. So, what we want to do tonight, guys, with the time that we have and every time that we meet together, is that we're going to, in the future, we'll give you some ingredients, and then that way you'll be able to work along next time we meet, which is not next week, but the week after. When we come back, I'm going to be in my kitchen, or at least at my table, with some things. I'm going to have on my apron. We're going to do the thing. But today I get to observe, and I'm going to interview her as she's cooking, and I'm going to give her a chance to share everything that she's doing. So I really want you to share this. If you know someone who would really enjoy it, but they don't have Facebook, go to the Well Global YouTube page. All right. And this is also streaming on there. So there are various ways that you can be connected. But Jackie, thank you for being here. I'm so excited.
I'm
Ah,
excited to be here and
yeah.
sharing about the power of prayer, the power of the plant, and when we bring those two things together, we become unstoppable. We become that being, that creature, that temple that God created us to be. See, we live
Mm,
in a world where we're surrounded with toxins, we're surrounded with dis-ease, and that's
mm,
not how it's supposed to be.
yeah.
He built this body to operate at 100% capacity, all things working together for our good. Not just some, not just a
Yeah.
piece, but all of it. I personally believe that God was a gardener. Like I just
Yeah.
see him, big old hoe and a rake, and he was in his garden and he was pruning and planting. Everything he talks about starts in the garden. Everything that I
Mhm.
read, he started with Adam and Eve in the garden, and he gave them everything that they needed. He talks
Yes.
about taking us into the land of milk and honey, where pomegranates and grapes were the size of basketballs. I want to go there. I want to eat that, right?
Me too. Me too. Absolutely. You
So,
know, one of the things that I love that you said, and I know that you're going to talk to us throughout, and really share your heart about just prayer and the plant and just food and what we can do. And I know that most of you who are on there, hey Monica, hey Kim Campbell, most of you that are on, you are on some kind of fast, you're on some kind of detox right now, and she is really going to walk us through that as well. What does that detox look like? How do you start implementing new things? But I did have a couple of questions for you, Jackie, before I just let you go, because I'm just going to let you go and I'm going to watch and smile. But I wanted to know, how long have you been doing this? When did you begin to eat healthy? Were you eating healthy from the womb? Did you have one of those moms that like pureed real vegetables, or did you just stumble into it later on in life?
I believe that God grooms us for everything that He's going to set us out to go and do. And
Yeah.
so, unfortunately, I had a terrible bout of depression, 18 to 19. And I went to all of the MDs, and everybody was, oh, it's a virus, it's Epstein's bar, it's this, it's that. I couldn't leave
Mm,
my house, I couldn't be
mm,
around people.
wow.
I cried. I couldn't imagine what feeling good felt like because I had not felt it in so many years. And my
Wow.
dad found a doctor back then. I'm a sensational 60 now. So
Hey,
this is a
hey.
long time ago. And he put me on such a plan. He promised me that he would be able to help me if I followed what he was going to do. And I felt so
Wow.
bad I would do anything. And fast
Mm,
forward, I was on a extreme detox,
hmm.
but within 15 days, I was belly laughing. I
Wow.
was happy. I was thinking clear. At the end of 30 days, I had dropped 14 pounds. I was going on 5 hours of sleep, and I didn't need anything more than that. I was balanced. So, as life would have it, then it led me through other paths, and we go back to our wicked ways, but then we know what the core is that works. And then just diving more into it and studying all over the country with different doctors and learning different techniques and different modalities, I wanted to dial it down and I wanted to make it
Yes.
as simple as possible,
Oh, that's
because
good.
people trying to understand how to get healthy is overwhelming when you go out there. Everybody has a different script. Everybody has a different story. And there's two things. One is you are the smartest doctor in the room. You must
Mm,
listen to your body because your body
mm,
will speak to you. And the
mhm,
second thing is there's not a one size fits all. And that's
mm.
that's really what I want to try and establish with everyone tonight and moving forward as we create this beautiful series. But I learned from a place of pain, and I came to
Mm,
understand that everything that God put in the earth is here for a reason. It has a higher plan and a higher purpose, and that plan
yes.
is to, above all, keep you of good health and prosper. And prosper is
Mm.
not always about money. Prosper is everything that we come in contact with. So that was a
Wow.
long answer to a short question.
No, 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 no. That's fine because I just realized I said, wait a minute. I didn't even tag Jackie's name. And so I went back in and I tagged you and I also tagged your page. Would you share with everyone about your page? And then that way, when they have time, they can go over and join your page.
Yeah, so I have a Facebook group called Alkaline Living for Women, although I think at some point I'm going to open it up to men too. And I drop in recipes. I dropped in all of the recipes that I put together for this evening. And then sometimes I just go on live and I show you beautiful, easy, plant-based recipes that are family friendly, and just can help you to start to crowd things. We can start to crowd out the bad in our life by bringing more good into it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
the science project. If you were a kid and they put the dirt and the pebbles in the bottom of the cylinder, and they said,
Yes.
just keep pouring the clean water in, keep pouring the clean, and eventually it creates such a momentum that those pebbles in the dirt actually flow out, and then what just flows in is clean. And that's what happens when
What?
we crowd out with all the toxins and the pollutants that we're surrounded with.
Wow. So then this is a lot of information. Do you like have you got it in a book or something?
I Funny you should ask. I, um, I have my first book, um,
Woo!
which is kind of cool because I had a woman that I worked with actually put this together for me, and she put it
Yeah.
together as we worked on other projects. So it really talks about how I pivoted from being widowed with 3 young boys and being a
Yeah.
stay-home mom, not knowing what to do, to actually turning it into a real estate career, because again, God grooms us. So he had me
Yes.
married to a builder for 13 years. And then, after that, my love of food, health, and nutrition, and just wanting to help other people, because I saw so many people suffering from dis-ease. And I'm
Mhm.
like, no. So I put my story in a book,
Wow.
and I also gave the top 10 alkaline foods. So it's really basic, but
Yeah.
it's an encouraging story. Like if he did it for me, I can only imagine what he's going to do for you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I did put the Nikki posted the Amazon link for your book down there, and
Thank you.
I just know that it's amazing. I know that we're gonna have a good time. Now, I'm not quite sure what you want to do first, whether you want to share the scriptures as you go, but I just had one other question for
Yeah.
you, and then I'm just gonna let you go. I want to know, what are four main ingredients that you keep in your refrigerator? I mean, because like for normal, regular, non-eating healthy people, it may be milk, eggs, something like that. But what are four ingredients that you're like, if I have these, I can live for the whole week?
Well, you can't ask my husband because he's Uber Eats. But for me, I always have to have lemon in the house. That's
Okay.
gotta have some lemon. For me, I always have kale. I have some type of greens, but I always have kale. And then
Okay.
I always have something from the allium family, meaning garlic, onion, shallots. So something that's going to put a little oomph into it. And, um, pardon my reach, an avocado. Because an
Okay.
avocado, I can use it for a fat. I can make it into a salad. I can make it into a dip. And I can actually even make it into a chocolate pudding. So love me some avocado. And it's excellent brain.
Mm,
So those are four
mm,
things that you always find. But they know me at all the food stores because
yeah.
it's every day I'm there. I just should live in
Wow.
Georgia because you shop fresh every day, right?
Yes. Wow, that's good to know. A couple of things. I want to do some housekeeping stuff. For those of you, there are some of you who are on the platform on the Facebook group, some of you on the Facebook, the Facebook page, the Well Global Network. Nikki, if you will drop the link for the book in the other page, on the other page as well, I think everybody would get it. So there are some that aren't seeing the link. Okay, so we do that. Hey, Miracle, good to see you. Lemon, garlic, yes. Kale and avocado. Yes, yes, yes. That's going to be so good to have in your refrigerator, along with some other things. She's going to, and this isn't a one-shot deal. She's going to come to us every first and third Thursday at 5 o'clock. And what we're going to do is that we're going to make it thematic in nature. So one month that we may focus on one thing, another month we'll focus on another. If you get on her page, then you'll be able to follow. I mean, oh my goodness, you posted something today and my mouth started watering. I said, Lord, she lives too far away for this. So let me see. Wait a minute. What did you post? It
That
was
was cucumber kimchi, and it had like 6 ingredients in it.
I love kimchi. Oh my goodness, it's so good and hot. Was yours spicy? It's got to be
Yes,
spicy, right?
yes, you have to use that Korean pepper in there. Yes.
Yeah, is it even kimchi if it isn't hot? I don't know. Tell the audience what kimchi is. Some people don't even know what kimchi is.
So kimchi is actually it's a Japanese food. It's a fermented food, and if you look at Japanese as a culture, they're very
Yes.
small people. They're very smart people. They keep that gut in check. And kimchi is a fermented food, and not this series and not next series, but in February I will talk about kimchi. I'll talk about fermented foods, and I'm going to talk about the gut and the microbiome. My intention for this series, because I think we're going for several months. I don't know, we may go 6, we may go 12. Lord, whatever you want. But I want to build it line upon line, precept upon precept, truth upon truth. And want to take you from the very basics,
Yes.
the very, very basics, baby steps, and tell you that a year from this time, life will never be the same. Whether you apply all of the information that we'll share, or if you take bits and pieces of it, no matter what you do, you're doing something different than you were doing, and you're going to get different results. So each
Mm.
week, the next time we get together, my thoughts are, and I've already started work on it, is the better bitter, the better bitter.
Ah, that's good. That's good. That's going to
So
be good. Well, look, I know we only have an hour, so I'm going to turn you loose. And
mm,
what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over to one of the first things that you really wanted to talk about. And oh, that's for the mentorship. Hold on, let me go down. What is disease? What is disease?
So before I get into disease, I just want to do one thing, because everything I
Yes.
do in my life is done with an intention. And I believe
Yes.
that we serve an intentional God. So I just want to set the intention for a scripture. And this is a scripture
Hmm.
that I meditate on weekly.
Okay.
And say, have a cup of tea and meditate. Maybe this will work for you as well. And so for me, it's Amos. It's Amos 13 through 15. And I love the Message Bible because I feel like it's always
Yes.
telling me a story. And it says, yes, indeed, it won't be long now, God's decree. Things are going to
Mm,
happen so fast your head will swim. And one thing fast on the heels of the other. You won't be able to keep up. Everything will be happening at once. And everywhere you look, blessings, blessings like wine pouring off the mountains and the hills. I'll make everything right again, my people of the well. You'll
yes.
rebuild cities. You'll plant vineyards and drink good wine. You'll work their gardens and eat fresh vegetables. And I'll plant them on your own land, and then never again be uprooted from the land I'll give to them. God, your
Yes.
God said so. So,
Yes.
wherever your
Amen.
thoughts are going, that's where your energy is going to flow. So I want you to think on good things. I want you to think about this as a journey. And as far as dis-ease, dis-ease is when our body is out of balance. I talk about alkalinity and I talk about divinity. Alkalinity is the opposite of dis-ease. Alkalinity means everything is in balance, everything is in homeostasis. Dis-ease is another word for inflammation. The body is constantly trying to fight the toxins that have started to come into our systems. And quite honestly, the foods that your grandparents ate are so
Mhm.
different than what we are eating nowadays. You know,
Yes.
after the war in the early 90s, that's when they started to develop all these new toxins. And then they
Mm,
took them, they broke them down, and they started to put them into become pesticides and insecticides. And they were designed to explode the belly of the insect. Well, my friends, these have saturated the ground that we grow our vegetables in, the fruits that grow from the trees, the air that we're breathing, and the water that we're bathing and washing in. So, what do you think is going to happen? 60, 70 years later, it's massive, the amount of toxins that are out in the world and the environment that we live in. That's the bad
mm,
news. The good news is that this body, this amazing body, knows exactly how to detox. Detox
yes.
is not a curse word, it's a
Yes.
word of health and healing. So, what can we do to support this body? What can we do to combat the toxins that are coming in? When we know better, we'll do better, right? We'll live better, we'll live well.
Yes.
So, above all things, get understanding. I want you to get
Mm,
understanding of how to
yeah.
care for this temple, because you
Mhm.
want him to dwell here and he wants to come
Yes.
in and hang out with you. But if you're
Yes.
clogged, you're not clear, you're not going to hear what that word has to say when you turn to the left or to the right.
Yes.
Okay, so the
Mm,
first thing that we want to start to do is we always want to hydrate. Why?
yes. Yes. Yes.
We
Yes.
have two body temperatures. We have our regular, which everybody knows now, what's your temperature, 98.6, what have you. But then
Hmm.
you have your alkaline temperature, and that cannot deviate. That has to stay at 7.35. The minute that
Oh.
it goes too low or it goes too high, that means that your body is in crisis. That means that there's either too much acid or not enough acid. And when the body doesn't have enough acid, it works overtime to try and
Mm,
balance it out. And the most alkaline part of your body are your bones.
mm,
Therefore, it's rampant right now in America with osteoporosis. If you
mm,
look at some Europeans, they have really bad teeth and they're very bad bone because they eat a meat and potato diet. So what can we do? We can fill our bodies with greens, dark greens that are filled with chlorophyll, which is an energy that comes from the sun. The dark
yes.
greens go into your body and they act as a magnet to pull out the toxins. That's why some people say, oh my God, Jackie, I get so nauseous or I have to go to the bathroom right away. That's terrific. That's the good news. That's the good news that it's starting to work on you. So, you know, as you start to get into this alkaline life and lifestyle, because once you start to get this in balance, everything around you starts to come into balance. You're not as
Okay.
reactive any longer. Your body's not as reactive. So one of the things that I wanted to do is I just want to make a basic juice for you. And
Mm-hmm.
I have a very,
Yes.
it'll get
And
loud
you
for a
said,
moment.
Jackie, wait a minute. You said the alkaline temp is 7.35, right?
7.35, 7.35 to 7.45. And you can
Okay.
actually get strips in a drugstore. I mean, you can get really crazy and do blood work and what have you. But quite honestly, you know,
Mm,
signs that your body is in a state of acidosis,
mm,
dis-ease, inflammation. You're tired, you're lethargic, you have mood swings, you're
hmm.
bloated, you can't lose weight. The weight is around your belly, your hips, and your thighs.
Yes. Yes.
You know, you have rashes, you get hives, you have eczema, you have diabetes too, you have chronic heart disease, you have blood issues. This is your body screaming at you, and the doctors just want to treat it with a pill. Take a pill and it'll calm it down. Take another pill, it'll calm it down. No, we want to get it out of the body. We want to calm down the inflammation, and we want the body to start to flush it out. You know, there's 6 ways that the body detoxes itself. Let me see if I can remember all of these without my notes. So the first way is through the lungs. Okay, when you cough, when you breathe,
Hmm.
that's expelling bad air. Your
Hmm.
kidney flushing. That's why hydrating is so important. The colon,
Hmm.
which is super important that we have fiber. And I'll talk to you more about the colon and the decay that gets stuck in that whole intestinal tract.
All
We have
right.
the liver, and when you're tired and you're
Mm,
cranky, your liver is in such overload.
wow.
Processed foods, bad fats get caught in there. Your skin is the largest defense organ on your body. It's filled with pores that's constantly taking in toxins. But if you sweat, you can start to remove the toxins.
Mhm.
And then the last is the lymphatic system. So my glands are swollen because there's an infection in my body. Sometimes people start to, you know, the onset of breast cancer because the lymphs get swollen behind your
Mhm.
knee. The lymphatic system is the sewer dump of the body. So again,
Yes.
movement,
Mm,
massage, hydration, these are great ways to start to pull those toxins out. So I'm going to make a
mm.
quick juice for us. And so I have all of the recipes are over on the alkaline site. But I also did do a handout. I don't know how we do that, but I did send all the recipes over.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to do a basic green juice recipe. And in it, I'm going to use some cucumbers because they're super hydrating. I didn't get the big ones today. I have the little left over from one of the recipes that we're going to make. I'm going to do some kale in there because I want those dark, dark greens. The darker the green, the more enzyme, the more chlorophyll that's in there. But you see how I just
Oh,
twisted and I took the stem off because that stem that's a deal breaker for some. If you're new to this, you definitely don't want the stem in there, but you
okay.
definitely want to get some dark green kale in there. So just
Okay.
pop that off, and then I'm going to pop in a little bit of cucumber there. I'm going to make some room here. And I know Miss Hazel is a juicer. I know
Yes.
that's one of her pastimes. So, and I have a little bit of ginger that I'm going to pop in there. I didn't peel it, and I have baby ginger because I like the flavor of it. I think that it's got a little more heat to it, and
Okay.
not sitting out there so long. I bought some spinach, and spinach is excellent. It's filled with vitamin A and vitamin C. It's got calcium in it. People say, oh, I need to drink milk. No, you don't, okay? The largest animals on the earth, you got a gorilla and you have an elephant. Do you see any one of those drinking milk? No, because you don't need it. You need mother's milk and then you're done. That's it. All right, here we go.
Okay, so even while you do that, Jackie, I'm just going to let everyone know that all of the ingredients are scrolling at the bottom of the page there.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to use some romaine.
Now, what's that, Jackie?
This is some nice romaine.
Romaine.
Darker leaves. Now, the romaine is also going to bring, because it's got a lot of water in romaine. You don't want to use iceberg because there's no nutritional value in iceberg lettuce whatsoever. None.
Okay. Oh.
None.
I've heard you say that before, that iceberg has no nutritional value. I'm not an iceberg fan myself. I'd rather have spinach or romaine, kale. I like kale. Okay, let me see. While you're doing that, let me see who has any questions or comments. Let me put my little readers back on. Okay, they're excited. Hazel said yes.
Now, I took the center of my pineapple because there's amazing healing properties in there.
The center of your pineapple?
The center of my pineapple. I'm going to have my pineapple for dessert later. Right now.
Am I the only one that's been throwing away the center of the pineapple?
Nope.
What?
Nope. Okay. Great healing properties. Excellent for you.
Okay. Wow. Okay, Jackie, while you're doing that, can you tell me how important is, you know, how some people are selling the probiotics in a bottle?
Yes. I just happen to have some. So I buy mine from a medical pharmacy that are in the refrigerator. I don't want the ones that are on the shelf. This is a live bacteria. This is a live bacteria. So you want the ones that are refrigerated. And what you want to do is you want to switch it up. Every time you finish a jar, whether it's 30 or 60, the next time you go, you want to get another brand because you have to think about the dirt. How many different types of bacteria are in the dirt? That's how many different types of bacteria you need in your gut. So probiotics are excellent, especially if you have problems going to the bathroom. But from the foods that we're eating, and especially, you know, especially if you're new to all of this, a lot of the foods that you're eating are loaded with pesticides and insecticides, and they're killing off the good bacteria. And now,
so then you're a you believe in the organic produce, then people should purchase the organic produce, or should they go that far?
So there's good, better, and best. Okay. And I believe everything is, again, this is your story. It has to work for you. So, you know, getting into this, if you're just going to go with all the organic, it can be expensive up front. But you have to think about, like, long term, the amount of money that you'll save on doctors and doctor bills. But if right now it's just frozen vegetables that work for you, then do that. If fresh vegetables that are not organic, then when you get them home, put them in your sink and put about a tablespoon of hydrogen peroxide in that water and swish them around and wash all your veggies. That will remove a majority of the pesticides.
Okay. Oh, what? Okay, wait a minute. I got another question. You know, this question comes up all the time. What model juicer are you using? You told us but tell everybody again.
Okay, so I have a Breville. You see, and I told you I went. You see it? There it is. Okay, this is what they call a central. I can never say it. A central. It can actually heat up the produce, but I'm not making masses of it. Okay, I'm making this and I'm going to drink it. Now, so for small amounts, this is just fine. I told you I went to Bed Bath & Beyond. It was like $127. I gave my coupon. It was under $100. I'm good to go. You know, I go through these like, you know, like slippers. But grab one of these. It's going to become your best friend. Now, there's cold pressed juices. There's cold
I've
pressed
heard of that.
juices, which means that what it does is it grinds it up without any
Mm-hmm.
heat. It grinds it up. Then you have to put it in this baggie, right? And then you
Mm-hmm.
press out that. It's forever.
Mm.
When I had a juice company, I did it because that's what I wanted for my clients. But
Okay.
me, and the question, so I also have a great juice place by me. So there's times where it's like, does it make sense for me to go to the store, wash the veggies, come back, press them, clean up when I could have probably made a prospecting call and closed a deal for, 500 grand house?
Yeah.
Or do I have time to sit around it and do it where I can make enough juice for 3 days? I can
Yeah.
put it in bottles, cap it, because it will stay in my refrigerator for 3 days. If you
Gotcha.
freeze it, you can put it in containers and just
Mm-hmm.
leave about a half an inch from the top because it's going to
Mm-hmm.
expand when it freezes. And then at night
Mm.
before you go to bed, you take it from the freezer, you put it in the refrigerator, and then the next morning you take it and you go to work or you go wherever you're going to go and you have your juice. When should I have my juice? I'm glad you asked that. So again, this is this whole journey that we're going to go on. I'm not going to
Yeah.
ask you to stop doing anything. I'm not going to ask you to remove things. I'm going to
Okay.
invite you to try and try new things. And maybe by doing this, you may not want to do that. Now, for me, I have to have my cup of coffee in the morning. I'm not giving it up for anybody. The rapture could come. I'm not
Okay.
coffee up. Turns out that actually dark roasted organic coffee is excellent for your immune system.
What?
It actually is what, like espresso is
Mm-hmm.
wonderful for your immune system. But in the morning, so I get up and of course pray and meditate before my feet hit the floor. And then I have my lemon water, always having lemon water. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'll come out and then I'll make my coffee. Now I have black coffee. Once in a
Okay.
while, the holidays, I'll have I'll get cappuccino or what have you. But on a daily basis, I have my cup of black coffee. And then when I'm ready, when maybe somebody else has their breakfast, that's when I have my green juice. So I have my green juice on an empty stomach about like 3 hours after I'm awake. And then that holds me over until I'm ready for lunch. And I probably won't have lunch till maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock. Now, there's days that I will just juice until dinner. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's other days where I will have a lunch. But I eat light to heavy. And why do I do that? Because I need my energy during the day to function. The brain needs
Mm.
an amazing amount of energy. We don't think that, but it really does. It uses a lot of energy. So it's so important that we feed our brain. The green juice, it's just going to help. It's going to help clean your blood, and your blood is working all day long for you, right? Your blood is regenerating your cells. There was years ago they said like only lizards and salamanders and starfish could regenerate. Now there's all new science, nothing new under the sun, but man is just discovering we actually can regenerate. Our lungs can regenerate. Our liver can regenerate. But how do
Wow.
we have to support it? And it's not by taking pills, it's by eating to beat dis-ease. So this green juice is going to be wonderful. And then,
Mm-hmm.
and then I invite you, it's so important to have water throughout the day. So for the newbies, because I like to say eventually on this journey at some point, you'll say, oh my God, I actually do it. I drink half of my body weight in water. Now the newbies are going, I gag just thinking that I have to drink that much water. So start with, and you don't have to buy like the whole 6-pack, but buy 1 6-pack. And first it's 16 ounces. Then you'll have 2 of them. And
Okay.
then all of a sudden you're drinking 32 ounces a day. And then you're adding it up. And then you're adding it up. And eventually you're drinking 64 ounces a day. And much
Wow.
like the moms who nursed, the more that you nursed, the thirstier you got. You would just get like almost nauseous because you were so thirsty. You'll get the
Wow.
same way. Now, it's so important to hydrate because remember I told you about these body
Yeah.
temperatures.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
body temperature of 98 degrees on average, that's a warm temperature. So think about if you put a chicken or a roast in the oven and the kids call, "Ma, I need a ride." Fine, shut it off and you go. That roast is still cooking. And so it is as the foods that you have been putting in your body. Because we as Americans, we just eat. We just layered it on and layered it on. And that Wendy's burger is still in there from last Thursday. You know, that steak from New Year's Eve dinner is still in there
Yeah.
because there's so much dehydrated feces stuck in our intestinal tract because we eat processed foods. We eat foods that are high in sugar. We eat foods that just don't work for our body. And the body just, it gets to a point, this is where that dis-ease comes in, because it's so exhausted trying to fight and get all this, part of my French, crap out of the body. It can't. It's doing its best to support us. And then you see these men, and I'll just say men because none of us do this, but these men in their 40s and their 50s, and they have this distended belly. Do you know what is stuck inside of there? So by hydrating, and you're eating plant-based foods that are filled with water. They're just filled with water. They're super hydrating. They're going to get in there, the hydration and the fiber and the live enzymes. And
Wait. So what you're
they,
trying to tell me is those men with the full bellies, the big bellies are full of crap? Is that what you're
yes,
trying to tell me?
yes, they are. Yes, they are. And I'm going to leave it at that because I could just go in on that one. Yep.
Okay.
But the
All right. I had to get that out there because it was just boiling over. Okay. I have a couple of questions for you.
yeah,
We have to get to these questions right quick because it's going to be good. Good stuff. One question from Kim Campbell is, are there any particular juices that decrease sugar cravings?
yes.
And if you
So
don't have anything now, can always, if there's a question and you can't really fully give the full answer, you can always say we'll cover that next week. So don't worry about it, or next segment.
okay, so in the green juice, and the green juice recipe that I put out for the newbies, I always
Mm-hmm.
say the green apple. Okay, now the green
Mm,
apple has the least amount of sugar in it. Now the reason why you're craving sugar is
mm-hmm.
because and I would bet this, that there's some candida going on in your belly, in your body, and
Okay.
candida is a yeast infection, and it feeds on sugar. So you never really get any of the nutrition from any of the foods that you're eating because that bacteria is feeding on it. So the more that you can flush it out, and you know, the first couple of days are rough like anything, but it's your mindset. It's your
Uh-huh.
mindset that eventually I'm going to see so many blessings around me. Okay. It's the
Okay.
mindset
Okay.
that you're okay doing this. That when you start to feel like cranky or, you know, I really have to have sugar, go and have a cup of cinnamon tea. Go and, you know, and have some fruit. That eventually, because when you start to take the toxins and take the processed foods out, you're going to remove a layer of just crud off of your tongue, and your taste buds are going to actually start to taste
Jackie,
foods.
you're killing me. You're killing me, Jackie. First the crap, and then the tongue and the, oh Lord. But can't that be brushed away? Can we like
You
brush
can use
the layer?
scraper. Some people brush their tongues. I brush my tongues, but I have a tongue scraper because this is another way that the body releases toxins. You know, think about it. When you wake up in the morning, I know when I wake up in the morning, I got some cocky in my eyes. I have to go to the bathroom. I definitely need to take a shower because I was sweating. I have to go to the bathroom both ways. That's my body that's been working all through the night, which is why I say I eat light to heavy, because at the end of the night, I don't have to do anything else except maybe relax or watch you on the big screen, you know, and then read a book, go to bed, and then my body, which is why another modality for healing is sleep. is so important because that is the time of the day that the body then goes into the healing mode. That's when it doesn't have to worry about anything other than just healing, cleansing, and taking care of this temple. So again, baby steps. The first couple of days for sugar is a very real addiction. Sugar is
Mm-hmm.
as addictive as cocaine, and it has the same
Yes.
effects on the brain that it does. So listen, any addiction is an addiction. They're all, and the good news is they all can be broken through the power of prayer. And again, the
Yes.
power.
Hallelujah.
And when we bring those two together, you are unstoppable. But there's different things
Mm.
you can do. Cacao. Cacao is the bean of the chocolate.
Mm.
It's not been roasted yet. It doesn't have any sugar or dairy added to it. And you can mix that and make a hot chocolate out of it. And that again will help subside the sugar cravings. I have we're going in a different direction, but that's okay because this is all about everybody here. All right. And
Yeah.
we have all year to work out everything. There's
Yeah.
Asian pears. Now, Asian pears, they're a little more expensive than a regular pear, and they're coming into season now. And there's also something to be said about eating seasonal foods from wherever you live, because that's going to support your body as well. But Asian pears actually taste like cotton candy. They're so sweet, they're so delicious. And when you sit down at night, you can, try it with a cup of herbal tea, and it's going to start to satisfy you. You can also take this and simmer it with some ginger and a
Yes. I like
couple of
ginger.
water, a couple of cups of water, maybe one or two pears, some fresh ginger, just cut into like quarter-sized pieces, and goji berries or dates, and let that
Got
simmer,
yes.
simmer, simmer, simmer. It's the most wonderful tea that you're ever going to have. It's sweet, it's satisfying, it's amazing for your cardiovascular system, and it's wonderful for your lungs. So these are
Wow.
healing foods that, eat what you like. Find the foods, find the fruits, find the vegetables that you like, and they will help you. They will give you life. This is choosing life, not death. That's what this
Okay,
is.
I have a question. I have a question that she's been patiently waiting. I want to get to this one. It says, "Are there really proteins in aloes without any sugar content, such as Herbalife brand, or is this truly healthy?"
So aloe is wonderful. Aloe is wonderful, especially if you have digestive issues,
Mm-hmm.
if you have skin issues. Every plant, every vegetable has a form of protein in it. Like a head of broccoli will have 4 grams of protein in it. And
Mm-hmm.
so there's different ways to get your protein. And again, this is I'm an 80-20 person. 80% is 100% plant-based. 20%, and for me, I'll add fish and what have you. But if you're looking for proteins, you're going to get a small percentage of aloe. It's not going to be enough to support your muscle tissue, but it does have some. Each vegetable has a percentage of a protein in it.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. All righty. I've got a comment. The ladies are really loving this. Says Sister Jackie, that information helps me. I just felt my body wasn't really absorbing any nutrients from
Mhm.
my food. Wow.
And this is what happens when we have a large amount of bad bacteria in our gut. And I know
Mm,
this firsthand. I know this firsthand because several years ago, I went to another integrative doctor because I'm like, look, I'm doing everything right here. I'm tired, I'm cranky, and my belly is big. What is going on? And we did some tests, and I had an overload of bacterial growth in my gut. So I did a whole elimination diet and I had to dial it down. But because I was eating so healthy, but I wasn't getting any of the nutrition because the bad bugs in my gut were eating the nutrition, and then they poop, which causes more
yeah.
bad bacteria and
Yeah.
gases in your body that creates the bloating. So there's a whole ecosystem in our body that we need to support. We definitely need to
I got a
support.
couple of other ones in here. Wait a minute. I just saw you. Hold on back. Come on back where you were, Deborah. Okay, or Deborah. She says, I have a drink with probiotics, prebiotics, and a probiotic with special enzymes that breaks up the hard outer shell around the candida. Is that what it's? Yeast and
Candida.
balances insulin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the
Yep.
chromium, as you can
Mm-hmm.
see, Deborah, I don't know none of this, that
Chromium
takes
pico-
away the sugar cravings and eliminates the overgrowth of yeast. And the
Yes.
prebiotics feeds the good microbes in your gut. So there's a prebiotic and a
Yeah.
probiotic. I need to
Yes.
know.
So the probiotic is the good bacteria. The
Okay.
prebiotic, which is why I said before, anything in the allium family, which means garlic, onion, leek, scallions, green onions, those are prebiotics.
Mm-hmm.
Sauerkraut is a prebiotic. Fiber, fiber feeds the probiotic. We want to feed these good guys. Now,
Mm.
so it's 5:52 here, and we didn't get, but it's okay. It's okay because
They
since we're
have
talking,
so many questions. They
it's
have
all
so many questions, Jackie. They are
it's
so ready. I've got one more question I got to get to, or they're going to have a fit.
okay.
The benefits of apple cider. Do you use this as well in your regimen? Is what they want to know.
Yes. So
The apple
the
cider
apple cider,
vinegar.
the
Yeah.
apple cider vinegar, the mother's apple cider vinegar, because they believe that the highest power comes from the mother. It's a it's just been used for years, and what it is, it's really just, it's fermented apples. It's fermented apples turned into a vinegar, but there's a good balance of the probiotics in there, and it's something that really works well for your body. Now don't go drinking a cup of this a day, like, a tablespoon in some water or on your salad. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And the jury is out, because some practitioners will tell you if you have candida, you don't want any type of vinegar. And other practitioners, like me, will tell you, I don't have a problem with it because you're not going to take a bath in it. You're only going to use a little bit. And if you're doing everything else right, then that's not going to matter. I think it's got great healing properties to it. That and honey. I'm a huge fan of local honey. Honey is a beautiful sweetener. God tells us about honey. The bees, they go and they pollinate where you live. And then they come back, and then they do
Mm.
the beekeepers make the honey, and then you eat that. So now that's like God's natural remedy for you for allergies, because anything that you're allergic to, just like the flu shot, right? They take the properties from the egg and they put that in your body. They take the
Mm.
properties of the virus, vid, and put it in your body. Well, God
Mm-hmm.
does it a different way. He uses the plants, he uses the bees, and they pollinate. And anything that you're allergic to, if you practice it this season, I promise you next season you're not going to have the allergic reactions that you did. And it's a process.
Mm.
We didn't
Look at
become a mess overnight. We're not going to unmess it overnight. It's a process. It's a lifestyle.
Mhm.
It's a choice that you're choosing to
Wow.
do things different. 2 kiwis a day.
Hmm.
2 kiwis a day.
Okay.
2 kiwis in general. Look, they look like an eyeball, don't they? And it's amazing how certain food. I'm serious. You took Leia's eye the other night, right? I love that. But 2 kiwis will reset your gut in 24 hours. That's how
What?
powerful they are. Kiwi,
Two?
2 kiwis will really work to reset your microbiome. They're so powerful. It's a great food for immunity. We want to build our immune system naturally. We don't want to take all this other junk because it ends up in our trunk, and that is the dis-ease. So kiwis are excellent. Kiwis are excellent for colon cancer. They will help retard these tumors. You know, there's all new science out now about all of the power of the plant. Okay, there's a whole periodical, because the chemicals and the chemical reaction that the plants play in our body is the same chemical reaction that the pharmaceutical plays. See, the farmer doesn't want you to know this because it will put them out of business.
That's right.
But,
That's right.
but these foods, the way, and now they're finally going, oh, well, that kind of
Wow.
makes sense. So I want to
Wow.
share with you each week different foods that are just going to make you into incredible powerhouses, total
Wow.
powerhouses. So I was going to do this shredded cabbage salad, which is, again, it's on the alkaline page. The recipes are there, but it's so darn simple. And I just think that that for you,
Yes, please.
um, you know, again, I'm using crudiferous vegetables, big word
Yes.
for cabbage foods, okay? Foods that smell really bad, but are so good for you. They go into your body. So I have red cabbage, and I shredded mine with my mandolin, okay? And watch the tips of your fingers because they don't work well when they get inside of the salad there. And then I shredded. Okay, kale is another cabbage family food. And then Brussels sprouts. I cheated. Sometimes, you know, I sit there and I do it on my mandolin. And other times I just buy them already cut up. Boom, done deal. And then I
Wow.
have,
Okay.
okay, so I have 3 different types of crudiferous vegetables here: the cabbage, the kale, and the Brussels sprouts. To
Okay.
that, so I have a wonderful dressing, but I've toasted pecans. Pecans are excellent for you, okay? They're a great brain food. Pecans have a very nice fat in them, and fat makes your brain happy. Fat does not make you fat. Fat makes you happy. And when you eat good fats, you won't crave sugars, okay? So I toasted these. The pecans are going to go on my salad. The recipe that I sent calls for cranberries. I wanted to use dried apricots for one reason, because apricots are excellent to build your immune system. So 4 apricots. The dried apricots, see, these are brown. Why are they brown? Everybody
Mm,
else knows the apricots are that bright orange. They're bright
wow.
orange because they put sulfate on them. These are dried in the sun without any chemical on them. So, like little things, you are what you're eating. So, I invite
Wow.
mindful about what you're eating. So now I'm having a crudiferous salad that is fighting cancer in my body. Everybody, and
Yes.
I'm not speaking this into existence, this is a fact. Everybody has cancer in their body. What
Gotcha.
happens is the right cocktail happens, and it talks to the DNA and it talks to the
Mm,
blood cell, and it goes and it starts to feed that tumor. Okay?
mm,
By eating foods like this, it shuts those receptors off and it
mm.
combats against it. So whether you're dealing with it or you're working to guard against it, all of these foods are going to help you get to where you need to be. So a salad every day, a raw salad every day before each meal, before your lunch, before your dinner. It's crowding it out. You're going to have spaghetti and meatballs. Have at it. Go have it this week. But have your
Wow.
salad first. Have a
Yes.
big salad first. And then see how much spaghetti and meatballs you really want to have. You can have it, but you get to have this too.
And see, that's what I want to know because I myself am a Black Italian and I believe in my heart that pasta is important. So,
Yes.
how do I deal with my pasta craving? That I have to have like pastas and how do what do you do?
So for me, there's an 80-20 rule. Now,
Okay.
there's so many other alternatives out there. And again, that's why
Now, I've
this,
had the squash. I love the squash.
right. So again, I've been doing this for years,
Okay.
okay? And now
Yes.
the alternatives are so much better than what they were. But
Okay.
so for right now, you're 20%. When you're gonna go and kick it up, that's the night that you're gonna have your pasta. You just
Okay.
may not have as much of it like you used to. I'm definitely a two bowl girl. Always go back for seconds, okay?
Oh,
But if I have the big salad and then I know I'm going to have a really nice dessert, and I'll show you how to make beautiful desserts down the road, then that's okay. That's the 20%. I don't want you to deprive yourself of anything, because the minute that our brain says we can't have something, we want it even more. So I want you to have what you want. But the 80% of the time, I want you to have really good, healthy, nutritious food that's feeding you. Because my promise to you is that even if you start to add these things in, within 30 days, your energy is going to change. And if your energy is going to change, your perspective is going to change. And the way that you see things is going to be so much different than the way that you did. You're going to be
mm,
calmer. You're going to be more balanced. You're just going to be like, wow, that normally would like really aggravate me, but it's like no big deal. And you're going to sleep better. Like, you'll dream when you sleep. When's the last time somebody actually slept and remembers a dream that they had?
mhm.
This is just like, and eventually you'll get to a point where you're like, I don't even think that I like how it tastes anymore,
Yeah.
because you start to clean everything up, like different fats, right? So
Wow.
you're going to cook with a beautiful olive oil, and you're going to cook with fresh vegetables, and you'll use fresh herbs to season your foods rather than all the extra,
Yes.
the grated cheese, which is delicious, but grated cheese and all the extra salts and everything, and the different seasonings. You're not, well, you're going to get to a point where you're going to bite into that Big Mac and go, oh my God, it's like,
Yeah. Can't do
it just,
McDonald's.
it's so different than
Yes.
why did I want this? Like, I promise you that will happen if that's what you want, you know?
Yeah. Jackie, one of the things that I love about this, and I know we got to go, so thank you all. We've got tea time in less than an hour. But what I love is the baby steps. I would encourage you all to follow Jackie. Um, she's a trusted sister, and she has just a wealth of information for us, and we're in it for the long haul. I can't wait. And if you are interested in getting some of these, you can just inbox her, follow her on Facebook, hunt her down, track her down, and she'll make sure that you get what you need. And next week, when you come back, because we've got all this preliminary stuff out of the way, we are really going to, I can't wait to see what you're going to cook next week and what we're going to talk about next week. These are good questions, ladies. Well, the week after next week,
Right, right. So
the week
let me
next.
let me just leave you with a couple of basics, okay?
Hmm.
So you already know the first and foremost is your prayer and your meditation during the day, because you're going to get your
Hmm.
download, and you're going to get your power. You're going to get your power to withstand any of the temptations that come. And you're going
Hmm.
to see where you're going. You're going to see that promised land. You're going to see the milk and honey, and you know that that's where you're going, and you're not accepting anything less than that. So
Hmm.
planning and being purposeful and having your mindset, but planning what you're going to eat throughout the day. Go and do your food shop. Get yourself prepped. And any of your plant-based meals, you can add an animal protein for your family. Okay, that doesn't mean that you have to eat it, or you can just eat less of it. But the less dense food that you eat, the more it's going to help you to detox. Okay. Movement is very important. Movement is a big way that your body detoxes. Now, I don't think that you need to go into a gym for 2 hours and throw weights around and go walk. Go and walk. It's a natural movement for your body. If you have a dog, that dog needs to go out a couple of times during the day. Stretch the walk, take her around the block a couple of times. Just start to get your body moving.
Right.
Take the parking spot furthest from whatever. Sleep promise yourself that you're going to start to go in a little bit earlier and maybe just not watch the television or just read or what have you. And the community is key, because we are better when we are together. And that's
Mm,
what this is so important, community, to encourage, to lift other people up.
yes,
And when you eat with other people, so you can talk with them, you can just
yes,
discuss what you're eating. Years ago, that's what
yes,
the supper table, the dinner table conversations. Eat with your family or eat with your friends or find other people to eat with. It's a community
yes,
thing.
yes. Wow. That's so good. That's so good. Well, I know that you all still have so many questions, but that's why you have to come back. You have to come back week after next, the first and third of every Thursday. She will be here. Jackie will be here, and she will talk to you about all things health. And as you can see, she's just got a ton of information. If you missed anything, please go back. Please share this with your family and friends. If you have someone that does not have Facebook, please know that this is also on our YouTube page. And so we want to make sure to give you this disclaimer. If you have a certain ailment or anything like that, please make sure to check with your local doctor. Jackie is not a physician. I'm not a physician. We're just talking pure, deep, plain dietary basics that are good and healthy for almost anyone. Of course, if you have as particular allergies or food allergies overall, then that's why you go to your doctor. Don't not none of y'all come back and say you tried something and you had some kind of reaction, because I'm gonna act like I don't know you. Anyway, so I love y'all. Jackie, I love you. We will see you all again in just a couple of weeks, and Jackie will have some more good things for you. So bless you. Lemon water, drink your lemon water, pray, and move your body. And we will see you soon at 7 o'clock for tea time for those
Yes,
of you who be here. And if you're watching on replay, let us know you're watching on replay.
yes.
Have a good one.
Love you.
Bye.
Be well. Be well.